You are live. Am I live? How does it sound? Is it good? I'm going to find out myself really quick before I get started. Excellent. All right. So let us, I didn't talk all day. So now I'm talking. Let us make sure everything's good to go. And then we'll maximize this so we see the comments as they come. Comments. There you go. I am actually was going to do no video, but then I realized I want to sell this painting behind me, so I better show it off. I'm looking for people to buy that, but I'm not just here about that painting. I do want to grift a little bit. I do have the GoFundMe for the trip. I have that down below, and I just put it into the live stream. Please click on it and give $5-10 towards the trip. Might have to delay it. We'll see what's going on with that. There's a lot of things going on, and I'm going to do a second video later today because today's video, the later video is going to talk about the results of that thing that was found in the canal. Yeah, I got the lab results on that, and I don't want to ruin the surprise, but in my opinion, it's a good news thing. Still trying to interpret it a little bit, and you can decide. It's not all about me. I'm just showing you this information as a YouTuber. What about the thing today? Well, the reason, there's another new thing. I talked about it in the Outer Realm interview, and then it sprouted. A whole bunch of people started sending me images. First, let's take a look at the Richat structure itself. Now, does that look like those are natural cut-throughs, or do you think that those could be remnants of a canal? If you know me, definitely have remnants of a canal here. And that line is a big old thing. I was just down there. That's not the Richat structure. Just doing another test on the sound. Okay. Now let's go back to these other straight lines. Now this is down in the T-sheet area. There's a big shoreline there, but how does there have the isostatic rebound necessary to get that? I wanted to start this video pointing here and asking the question: how many remarkably straight lines can you find? What do you think? Well, I see a couple, and I did a video about it already. This long one here. Now it does jolt over right about here. I don't know about everything. There's a couple of things about this when you get close. But if you compare that long line, which is 30 kilometers or miles, to this long line, which is like 60 miles, it actually keeps going. Then you get 100 degrees, not 90, but 100 degrees. I go from this outer line here. I don't know what happened here, but you can see the ancient machining in my opinion, quarrying or shaping. And yeah, these two lines are weird too. This whole area, whoops, I'm hitting the wrong button for some reason. That's weird. Okay, let's try that again. I was losing control. So what I was trying to point out is over here along these areas, shorelines even, and do I think this was a canal? It's hard to believe that, but we do have a lot of straight lines pointing at it, maybe meeting up with it, draining into it. And we have something weird going on over here too, some kind of a line. Lots of V-shapes. I'm going to show you the ones in the center of the Richat structure as well. Also, we've got these parallel canals here that create straight lines. And you've got all this machining up here that's, in my opinion, happened a long, long, long time ago. Could be wrong. Yeah. I mean, compared to what I showed you over in the place where I want to go, those straight lines are very similar. Now, again, before we leave this area, there is this big, long chunk of something. It's a ridge. And that, in my opinion, even this area where it doesn't seem to be a ridge anymore, it seems like it's deliberately finished here and restarted here for some reason. It's right along this cliff. Something was going on right there. Now, I'm going to hopefully end up showing you something in the center of the Richat structure. We can zoom in real quick, and I can take a quick look at it. This might not be the best platform to see that. The photographs are more convincing, but I'll show you in a moment. Before we do that, let's go down a little south and look for more canals. I mean, I do find this ridge newly suspect. Over here again, right there. My canal that goes to the Richat, of course, if you don't know me, you better know about it now. There's a canal. Where is it? Now I'm not finding it. Need to back out a little bit. Don't get too excited. I'm in a different platform, so I'm looking at this right now. Look at those cut-throughs right there. That's not the canal I'm talking about, but we are seeing some cut-throughs, and maybe, just maybe, these mountains are new and they flowed over it. These crevices are new and they eroded away it. There's a ridge. How does that ridge created like that? But where's the ones that I'm looking at? You see these straight lines over here as well. So many little parallel straight lines. Now I know I'm way down here, actually. I'm way over here. The place that I'm talking about cuts through right out here. It's a 50-mile long canal. I can't even find it because I'm not on the platform I usually look at it. I think it's right there. Yeah, that's it. Starts about here and disappears for a bit and then cuts through and continues. You can really see it right here. Using the topographic, you can see it, but it does disappear a little bit. You can see it there and there. You can still see it here in the topographic right there. Look at that. It still doubles down my evidence, in my opinion. But this isn't why I brought you here. It pops out here and finishes. That's 50 miles. And those two little cut-throughs, there's two of them there. So is it two-lane traffic? That's not really why I brought you here today. I wanted to show you some other stuff, but I didn't want to forget about that. Now, we see other cut-throughs, the stone, like this thing right here. And I was just showing you that. And whenever I see something like that, it doesn't look like water did that, you know. It's like some kind of a weird thing. And I'll show you the long ones that I know it's borderline. You crazy, David. You crazy. Like right here. You say, oh, that's not natural, or that's not unnatural. That's got to be natural, right? Well, these types of ridges, those are like the ridges that I've been looking at all over the world. And yeah, when it looks like that, it could be natural sand dune. We don't know if it's a sand dune because we're not on the right platform, but right next to it, you find these little connected canals over here as well. I'm kind of thinking that these might have been canals themselves. Look at this part right here. Was that possibly a canal that was built up to carry water? It's a pretty long ridge there. There's three of them. Not two, but three. That means two lanes. Now you think I'm crazy. Look, they're all navigating away. Let me refresh my page, see how many likes I got. I didn't even like my own page. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, I gave myself this number 6 thumbs up. And look how it disappears when it gets, oh, there, it starts again. So I always kind of wonder, I mean, I see these everywhere in the world, and I can't really say, oh, that's obviously fake. That's man-made. I don't even know if these were men that made it. Atlantis, by the way, 13,000 years. Yeah, you're going to love the video I do later today. 13,000 years is possible for that artifact that the Russians found in the canal. And we got the results on what that is. I'll show you the lab report. You're going to love it. But before that, I just want to show you something new, something else. Now, here's something. I see this crescent right here to remind me to go down. And you definitely see a cut through here, right there and there. And I can open up, let's open up the Google Earth and show you a few of the regular map canals that are in the same area. All right, what's this? Amboy. Why are we in Amboy? Because I just watched The Hitcher with C. Thomas Howell and Rutger Hauer, and I just saw that they did that one scene in the Amboy. And it was pretty awesome because I've been there like 3 times recently. Where were we? Oh, yeah, we're going over here to Africa. And we're going to open up. Wait a minute. I got to open up the folder. It's one of these canals walls. Last modified February 13th. No, see, it's not right. It's all the way at the bottom. last modified, it should be, I guess if I do it that way from now on, it'll change it, right? Good. All right. Africa, no. Roads to Bied, no. We want the one with all the canals in it. It can't be that simple, can it? It's not this one. That's not it. That's not it. Unfortunately, let's try that again. The trip, Richat attributes, ancient equator canals. I think it's Richat attributes. Let's try that one. Yeah, that has actually, I don't think that's the one that I did recently, but it is showing a lot of stuff. And we're getting down here right now. I just want to show these to you. I don't know what the blue line is, more of a natural waterway. This is some of my work. Yeah, I guess this is my recent stuff. And it's just kind of tracing lines that I've been finding. Let's look at it back at the Caltapo. This one right here, where's that crescent at? Right about here, right there. So there's my crescent, and then you can see the line itself. Let's follow it close. Of course, you get the trees in there, right? It's actually quite beautiful. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you is 2 new lines in the middle of the Richat structure. Other things like when you see this type of a reptilian scaling jointing, I do think that looks kind of natural, but because of the other things I've seen, I have to call that out as a process that went on there to quarry the land. Over here, you've got something going in a different direction, you know, and you never know if that was like a true canal that got mud flooded or if nothing was there at all. And yeah, this must be like, look at this. Look at all this reptilian stuff going on. As I always say, the top of the plateau, it stays cleaned off. But, and I can't, there's no good 3D here. Well, hi, guys. Nice to see you. Heidi Gold, thank you for joining the other night. I saw you. Oh, how do I do it? Wait, I got to go over here. StreamYard. Yes. Thank you so much. First of all, I flashed that. Please don't forget the GoFundMe I got going. Heidi, thank you. Boulder, Colorado. There's so much over there. I'm going to be cruising through there. Thank you so much, Crypto, for your support. Thank you for smashing that like button. Thank you for the love. Heidi and Brandon. Yes, thank you both. Heidi and Brandon were in the interview the other day. Brandon was commenting it up. I was stuttering so bad. You know, I think I do better speaking when I'm not under pressure. And I was kind of worried about the time. You get it to have to take a shot every time I say, by the way. You have to, I don't know, do something else every time I say, That interview, I said, so much. Thank you so much. Let's finish this up. I got to prepare for the other video I'm doing later. This canal cutting through. So these canals cut through this area. And I'm going to show you Poseidon's first canal in a moment. You're going to love it. Poseidon's first canal. And why do I say that? Because I think it's a little, I don't know. Because it's a little wider than, maybe not, but it's a little more ancient looking. And a little flatter and a little filled with dirter. And maybe hit with an impact. Here's another one over here, right? So we do see these cut-throughs everywhere around here. And we don't know, were these natural rivers part of the matrix, or were they just later something that formed? I should actually grab that, right? So when I see a canal like that, I grab my little line, I put it right here, I do it, I done it, I saved a project. We have this project open, otherwise it's a problem. So if you have a similar map and you want to share it, I had a gentleman named Austin share a map with me. And he was watching my video. So there, I just added that. So yeah, and look at how some of them you can see over far distances, prominent cut-throughs, but then for far different distances, you don't have anything. These are the Plato, are these the Plato? What Plato wrote about the matrix of canals that covered a 200,000 square kilometer area. Thank you for joining, Francis. Yeah, we're casual around here. Okay, so no more music in the intros of these live streams. I just want to get the info out there. I almost didn't put the camera on, but then I checked the mirror and I'm like, damn, you look handsome. So I had to put the camera on. You like that one? Professional biologist, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to do another video later showing, okay, but I will flash it. The item, where is it? Right here. The item found in the Plato Canal, the 50-mile long one, this item right here, this has been put through the lab. I have the results for a later video I'm going to do today. Right now, we're talking about this. And I want to get down to this area in the Caltopo. So there's that crescent, whatever that was. And then we can kind of go down and we can see lots of straight lines. They're always kind of going in the same direction. This cut through here, this is a curved cut. There's a lot of curved cuts down here. This one is kind of a... Oh, look over here now. Did we already show that? Oh, is that the Poseidon's... Okay, one of them I call Poseidon's trident. And it's from a video long ago. And I believe that's the trident of Poseidon. But obviously, that's just a segment of something longer. I didn't have this Caltopo back when I did that video. That was like 4 or 5 years ago. The trident of Poseidon. And look how it's on a plateau. I think that's not it. I think there must be another place. That should be it, actually. Okay, so going down further, we're going to see this... and I do believe there were north-south canals going to the Senegal River. There's that thing I showed you. What is that? The thing I showed you, or is that something else? That's something else. That other thing is up here. I was looking at that. What's that all about? And now we have a similar one down here. But there's last thing I'm going to show you down here is the final few cuts. Okay, here's another one. That's definitely the Poseidon's trident right there. So where's that other one? Up here? Up there. No, okay, I know that one too. That plateau is just like, I called that an intersection. And I know this one over here is like nothing and then something and then nothing. And yeah, the trident of Poseidon is right there. And then we've got this little notch. That's quite unique. And farther south is the final few. This curve here, I don't know what's going on here. A lot of machining on the top of that plateau there, right? The quarry field, I don't know if you can call that a quarry field. Were they just making it flat so they could build a city that's washed away? 12,000 years? Is that enough time to get rid of all that? I personally don't think so. Although I'm not a big flood myth down here type of person. The flood did happen, but down here, I know people think they see the evidence. Look at this stuff going on. Those ridges are just like Santa Fe. Let me move it up. I can't see the comments, Andy. Thank you so much. Flames and stars. And by the way, a lot of you are here now. Did you guys hear the good news? I'm going to be at Cosmic Summit June 20th to the 23rd. I haven't done an official announcement video yet because I don't know much about the panel I'm joining. I don't think I'll have a chance to give a presentation, which is probably a good thing. Because honestly, that Michelle, the Outer Realm video that I just did, it wasn't well done. I was too distracted by recent events to get to what I promised to do, which is the North American stuff. I totally missed the mark. There's a bunch of slides that I didn't show you because we ran out of time. And unfortunately, I really didn't understand how much time we're gonna have. For some reason, I thought it was more like almost 2.5 hours. So I thought I had enough time, and I made a mistake. Look at these things. Now, these things, when I look at these things, they have the ridge attribute, which is also could be a wall. I just wonder if these were like something that they were making. They're pretty big. But when you see stuff like that, you kind of wonder, how is that natural? I mean, you see the natural stuff in between it, but then over here even, were these possibly long canals that were created? Okay, so I did show you the final ones. I just want to make it sure. There's this curve here, and then there's this other weird curve over here. And I know part of it is the sand dunes, but isn't it weird that the sand dunes are leaving that gap? Were the sand dunes part of the deal? Maybe the sand dunes were already there. Or maybe they're not really sand dunes. You know, maybe they look like sand dunes, but really they're just natural bedrock. That has to be sand dunes, right? Thanks, all. Okay, Andy says he's out of here indirectly. No, you didn't miss the first part. This is only a few minutes old. What country is this? We are in the Richat structure. We are in the Richat structure in Africa. Well, actually, the Richat structure is up there. We were down here in the... I was just finishing up. What is going on? Utah slide was intriguing. Oh, the Utah Devil slide. I think that the one in Utah is the most intriguing because of its flat bottom. Yes, Northwest. Well, actually, you can almost just say West Africa at this point. Yeah, you say North, you're thinking... see, because this is the westernmost point of Africa, Dakar. Sorry, not Dar. I just want to go through the comments real quick. South of the Richat structure. What do you agree about? Thanks all, because they answered your question. I thought you were out of here. Yeah, the walls. And by the way, Utah is... You're in Boulder. Just because if you stick around, we'll take a quick look at some stuff in Colorado real quick. Because that's the other thing about that interview the other night. I totally messed up on those slides that I wanted to continue my thought. I'll just open that up again real quick right here. Let that open up. And yeah, that's where I kind of messed up in the interview. Just want to finish up what I was saying. And what I was saying was that these areas here have these weird arcs. Here there's a weird arc. And here there's some weird arcs. But the cut through is to get through this mountainous plateau. So many straight lines. Here's another straight line cutting through. And here's a couple of... Looks like up, down. I don't know. That looks like a artifact of the scan more than anything. There's a few other things. These ridges are weird, and I think when we see stuff like that, I'll show you in a moment. Thank you for not leaving prematurely. Yeah, it's just too much, right? Thank you, Heidi. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Wait, there's one more thing down here I wanted to show you, and it's across from those weird curves. Okay, so I got to back out just a little bit. So when we're here at these two weird, I call them the sickles, right? Because they look like two sickles. Down here, do we see anything? Because I just want to finish up. Maybe that thing. Yeah, look at those ridges here. Ridges, walls. I do think geopolymer when I see stuff like that. Geopolymer. I sometimes think sage wall was geopolymer. But looking at the sickles across from the... there's these over here we didn't cover. I've covered them already a long time ago. The sickles, go over here and look right here. What the heck was going on there? What's the geological explanation? This is where I started the video, and you do have a cut through here, and you can see cut through here going through. Some kind of cut through, right? There's the cut through again. Over here, more cut through. But more than just the cut through, what was going on with these little... it feels like something broke that up, especially right there. Just doesn't make much sense geologically to me. Okay. Thank you. Whoops. See, it just messed it up. Central Canada for ancient waterworks. Sage Wall. Heck yeah. North of Sage Wall. Look at the circular dikes north of Sage Wall with the ridges. I showed those. And the ley lines around these areas, I don't often do ley lines, but yeah, right here, I can tell you the ley line is ley line number 20. It's also the ancient equator a little bit. It kind of loses its ancient equatorness if you try to follow it all. I think the ley lines are a little different. Down here in the T-Cheat area, T-Cheat is this shoreline. Look at what's this? What's that? That looks like a 90-degree angle. What's going on over here? Right away, we see that. Every plateau looks... Oh, it's wind erosion. That's wind. That's wind and water erosion. I'm sorry. I rather look crazy. Now, funny thing about these two lines here, they look just like the ones you see on top of and over here as well. Yeah, it's natural. Whatever. You see, let me get rid of Heidi's comment. Yeah, make sure I don't forget. The ley line is ley line number 20, and it seems to follow that ancient equator. When you link Giza, what happened? When you link Giza with the Giza starting here, and you attach it to Easter Island right here, it creates one straight line. Goes right through a lot of ancient sites. Lake Titicaca's right there. Some people think that's an ancient shrimp mine. And then over here, can I do it? I always mess it up. I want to try so bad, but I always mess it up. Is it there? Is that it? Did I get it? I always miss it. All right. Maybe next time. The other eye is aligned with that same, we call it an ancient equator. I do. It seems like it connects right about here to the other thing. Anyways, that's pretty much parallel to that ancient equator. I won't talk about that too much. Okay, so what's the last thing I wanted to show you? I did want to show you something else here in the Caltapo. Let's go back to the Richat structure area. And what we'll look at is this line here. This is so straight, right? And this is so straight. That's 100 degrees. You can see the Oello crater right there. Am I wrong? I'm wrong. The Oello crater is Oel, I think it's pronounced. And the last thing I'm going to show you was the reason why I started this video. So I kept you guys, I tricked you. I wanted to show you this because this blotch right here, that blotch is where most of the iron in the world comes from. The longest train in the world comes from that mound of blotch. I sometimes suspect, especially with these ridges, and we'll look at it. Let's look at it in, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the ancient Tamanrasset Paleo River came right down here. I believe that it was part of a major mining operation. So when you find pay dirt dumps along that way, it's supposed to have gone up and over. But then when we look at these lines, I feel like that also probably came down here as well to this sea. Maybe there were canals up here. I did show those in the past. Over here, we've got canals and we've got other weird stuff going on. These outcrops at the top of the plateau, you can see the straight lines. So I do believe that there were canals connecting the ancient Tamanrasset Paleo River to the southern part of the Richat structure. However, why not take it over here as well? This thing has the longest train in the world, and you can go get on it for free. Where's that train at? Here's that train. It's the iron ore train hop-on point. There it is. They fill it up. You can take that for free. Heidi, I would suggest against... I don't think women should go and get on this train in general. I think this is a guy's thing. This is a Muslim Islamic Republic, and I think it's safe enough you could do it, but also you just have to be careful, you know. However, if you're with a big group, that's a different story. Look, it's empty. So this must be returning, okay? And I don't know where they go. They go to the shore. They go to the Atlantic Ocean, and people go here, they hop on, it's full of ore, and they go. That one's not full of ore, so there's the short one. How many of these trains are there? I don't know, but that's supposed to be the longest one. I think it doesn't look very long to me. I mean, if you look down here, that's 800 feet. That's not even a mile long. I can tell you right now, where I live, near Cabazon, I used to have a place near Cabazon. And it's a lot longer than that. So it might be BS. Let's put it that way. Anyways, this place, to me, by the way, there's a bunch of canals over here too. And I wasn't able to talk about all that. Oh yeah, we were looking at this place. When you look at it with the topographical, we see all this other weird stuff over here. So is this not some type of ancient project going on? And yes, there are modern day mining going on in these little mounds outside over here as well. You got all sorts of weird stuff. There's an international airport right here. Actually, that might be, you know, I really should check into that. Because to be honest, that international airport might be the answer to my question. Over here, there's a mine going on over here. That's a modern day mine right there. So anytime you see anything, there's somebody mining it. That mound, what is it? I don't know. Volcano? Doubt it. Look at how ridge-like these are rather than like normal mountains. Okay, I'm almost at the last part of the video, and then we can go to Boulder, Colorado. Yeah, what created all these weird... And by the way, you'd have to take a shot every time I say, by the way. Where's my shot? I'm just drinking coffee. When you... That is some strong stuff. Is it Folgers? No. Don't inhale the coffee. Okay, there are 2 ridges here, right? And you see a lot of that everywhere. Like, why is there 2? And the small stuff I've shown you, look at that one. That one's cute. The small one, I've shown you double ridges all over, but more canal-like. These aren't really canals, or are they? Were they part of a transport system? And I like to show new stuff. So here I am showing some newer findings. You see double lines like that. And what I'm about to show you has double lines as well. And looks like canals right next to the temple of Poseidon. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted over here. So yeah, looking at the Richat structure, the last thing I'm going to show you is right at the center. But I'm probably going to have to show you some pictures that I showed on that interview the other night. Folgers. Yeah, top secret, Heidi. Top secret, it wasn't really Folgers in my cup. But when I run out of coffee, I drink the Folgers instant. Okay, yeah, and oh, look how clear that curve is here. This is one of the things that they dumbed down in the Google Maps. There's a later modern day. I don't say modern day with this one. Yeah, exactly. This right here, this little line. I'm just trying to show my support for the show. This line right here is like a dam that I do want to visit sometime and see, but I bet you on the ground you can barely tell it's a maybe not modern day, but later day after the cataclysm. Maybe this big, huge sand dune was already there. I mean, I do believe this was an ancient sea right here. You can see the shorelines, and there is one right at the mouth out here. Michelle's Ark has 2 canals right at the corners of them. And Michelle's, what did I call it? The dam out here that she really wanted me to visit. I was trying. Okay, we're going to finish this up over here. Where do I want to go? Get me here. This is where I want to go, right here. And this place is the Quarry site. I might have to wait a little longer to get there. A lot of stuff is going on, and I'm kind of frustrated about that. We're going to go here to the middle. Okay, where's my thing? Right here. That's not very clear. Where's my LiDAR image? Here I've got a folder full of these pictures. Let's go to them. Circular structures that I did show on that interview. I'll just put it here. These pictures can come out of there. They don't really belong there. And this one's kind of obnoxious. I'll take that out. The rest, one of them's out of focus. I'll take that out. This is the one I wanted to zoom in on. When you zoom in on this, it gets out of focus about here. You can see the east door. You can see the north door. But what you can't really see is the V shape. What's the V shape, you ask? The V shape is literally following these lines. I wanted to look at it in the topo. It ends up here. I'm not saying that this impact crater has anything to do with it. I'm not going to make that claim. Have I checked out those China canals yet? No, I haven't. They span for more than I thought they did. Who is this? Is this Austin? Along what looks like the ancient equator. Okay, ancient equator in China for me is a tough one. That ancient equator in China, I'll have to follow up on what you're talking about there. Let me get through this final video. This video is almost over. Okay, nice to see you. Yeah, I'll have to, I guess I can open that up because honestly, when I did open it up last, it was, I didn't realize you had stuff all over the world on there. And then you said it in the message, but I didn't have a chance to look again. Okay, so what we're seeing here is these 2 doors. If you look at them, I'm going to go through some stuff right now. Let's just go through the stuff. Forget all this nonsense. Okay, that's getting a little bit too far. Let's look at it here. Okay, so the Russians saw the video too, and I did talk about this in the interview with Michelle, the Outer Realm. They put the line in there too, and it does intersect. In here, it shows it in the middle of the whatchamacallit, Sebket El Guelb, the impact crater that destroyed Atlantis. it kind of insinuates that it may have been part of a structure and not an impact crater at all. That's fine. If I'm proven wrong, I'm proven wrong. However, it is part of a line of craters. We have the Tenamore crater very close by. It could have been part of it as well. This line here and this line here is very hard to see, but I've been looking at that for years, and I don't like to point stuff out when here it is right here. The Russians did a bunch of close-up things with it. Let me close this up, and I want to show you my pictures first right here. Where is the one? Where is the one? Here it is. This one. This one kind of shows that a little more clearly. And it seems like it goes all the way out to this next ring. And how many rings and mountains are there really? I mean, there's really so many more than Plato wrote about. This is like the main ring right here. And I don't even know if you can drive through there. I think I drove through this one. And then when we got out here, there was really no big gap. So we had to go up and over. And it took a long time. I do remember. Pretty sure the road's right there to go northbound from the center. But over here, I actually did, the castle's right here. And I went to the castle, and then we tried to get through, and it was really impossible to get through right here. I wonder if I'd circled around and gone down through this gap, I probably still would have been stuck, because honestly, I was trying to get over here to that place. Maybe I could have driven right through there, but it doesn't look like it to me. And yeah, I do believe over here you could drive through. So there might be a better shortcut. Thank you, Heidi. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, that V. It's the V. It's the slice of pizza. It looks like a big slice of pizza. A greedy man's slice. Like if you did that to the pizza and you left this part for your friends, basically what you did was you monopolized the slice. You over-sliced. And yeah, it's greedy. That's a greedy man's slice. The idea that the tectonic plate moved that and created that gap, I don't see tectonics doing that. Usually tectonics are pressing together. They're not separating. They create the actual fault line from pressing together and moving and cutting like scissors. They don't just separate and create a crack. That's not how fault lines work, in my opinion. Sorry, I'm looking at this and I want to go to the next picture. Yes, total overslice. Like end of friendship overslicing. So here's one part that the Russians got, and you can see that thing. If you can't see it, he circled it, and that's the thing he zoomed in on, and that's what I've never seen before. That's why I have to thank Dan. I don't know Dan's last name, for following through on this. Here's a little video he did. Let's see if I can get that video up. Where is it? It's over there. I gotta drag it. Wait. Come on. Don't do that to me. Turn off the music. Sheesh. I hope that didn't get on the video. Watch it flag my video. Anyways, sorry about that. It's like, okay, so he's got his arrow. That's it. It's just the arrow. And it's like they had to go and play the music. Come on. Why is it not moving? See, it always does this. Can you see that? I don't know how Dan did that, what video platform he used to make that. But yeah, you see the two parallel lines and you see the little road right there. You see the car, the size of that. Okay, is it going to do it again in the next one? He did another video here. I don't want any sound. What are we looking at here? Okay, yeah, so can I pause it? There we go. So here you can see it kind of looks straight. It kind of looks like it's tweaked right there. But he did find that part, that segment. And you can see the car drive right through it. Okay, is that the same video? No, that's the same video, but it's a different shot. So he's just kind of following it and looking at the parallel structure. It's parallel, right? Can we fairly say parallel? I don't know what that says in Russian. So I think that's the second one. So I think he put both of them in there. And I've found stuff like that other places. Okay, the video's almost over. I found that in other places around here. Canals that are looking that wide. I say canal because, okay, so there we go. So we can see where is it? Let's go a little further. So we know where the top of the Sebked is right there. And okay, so it's right there. Okay, so now let me go over to Cal Topo. Okay, maybe I should be closing these. And we'll go and look at it right here. See, it doesn't really show much right there. Let's go into the Richat. Let's go in like this. And look at it here. And you're seeing, oh, there. Is that it right there? That's it right there. That's not it. Is that it? Well, yeah, I guess that's it. It's a different angle. Let's see if we can follow it. So we don't see much over here. One thing you do see is when you follow it, you see this little river. Maybe I shouldn't say river, but this little crevice. And that seems to be where it hits the thing. I don't know. What's that green thing? That green thing is lining up all the different, different craters that are lining up in a row. Sorry, I got a little distracted there. Okay, and you can't really see much, but you can kind of see it here. That part right there. And then over here, it seems like it kind of disappears or it gets bigger and wider. And then we kind of see, wait a minute. Where are we? Wow. Okay, so it seems to go right over this thing right here. There's a couple of structures I've been looking at for years. That just looks like the dome of a mountain peak or whatever, you know. But over here, you've got a couple things, including the oasis. And across from the oasis, okay, so it's going right here. That's interesting. Whatever this thing was, I think there was something here that got torn down. That's probably a ring of rocks. Somewhere around here was supposed to be a well, right? And then you've got this little oasis over here. So some stuff, and now we find there's a canal going right past it. Right out the door. Right out the door. There's the door right there. That's the definite gap. Let's measure it just for see how many feet that is. Okay, let me just tweak it a little bit. Let's change it to feet. I like feet. I'm going to put it to where I think before even looking. Okay, 500 feet, 600. I don't know. Maybe this is a better starting point right there. Now it's over 600. What about this? Can we start over here better? Is that better? Maybe here? About 800 feet. So 800 foot is the door for sure. I mean, maybe. You know, this has got the top layers did get torn off, right? And by the way, there's a shot. Okay, so there's the other door right there. Let's get a measurement from that right there. I even feel like I want to save that to the project. Let's make something really obnoxious. Let's do the green, the teal. Let's make it super wide. And then after we finish with that, let's measure this one. Now, how close are we going to get to that other measurement? Should we just go here? Okay, that is not 800 feet. I'm not going to lie to my friends. We'll still save that to the project. Teal, right? Okay, that one is not 800 feet. So that's 500 feet. A little bit. But those two doors, those are the doors. Now, in a way, that doesn't line up anymore, does it? So maybe that's not the door. But I do think that it wasn't so cut and dry. The other one, this little area, you can totally see that canal right there. You can totally see it. Let's measure that. Right here to right here. I feel like it's a little wider. Let's back out and look at it. Oh, he's got it over here. This is, oh no, that's the center. What am I looking? That's not me. Forget this. Forget that. We're looking at this. That's the door, right? That's the northern door. That's the door I went through. Pretty sure. Let's see if we can find the road. Because you're driving out of the center, right? And you're not going to the castle. We can go over to the center. Where is it? The center structure right here. This is the road. And so if you don't turn right and go to the castle, you follow this road north to La Bied. La Bied is still kind of far, like freaking hours, man. There's the road. Let's just get out a little farther and follow that road. Where is it? So where's the, okay, that's actually kind of not going through what I thought. The doorway is here. So we're going up and over this way. And then we're going back down to the doorway and going through the door. There's the door where I measured, right? Where's the measurement? Did I got rid of it? Sorry. There's the road. I've taken it. And you definitely don't know. It doesn't look like any of this when you're, what's that? When you're on the ground. You're curving way over here. And we didn't necessarily follow it. I do think we did. So we're outside of the first ring right there. We're going through right there. That's weird, right? That's the place the car went through. At least I assume that's the way we went. So maybe, I don't know why a car wouldn't naturally just go through here. Let's go look at the topographic map and see. Okay, so we were kind of already through here. There's like the door I was pointing at, and the car went through there. So anyways, I think we're finished almost. Let's get back to the chats, and let's see if I showed everything I wanted to show. More wow. Yeah, there's lots to look at out here. During the interview, I was talking about these lines. They are kind of east-west, while these down here are kind of north-south, you know? And I don't understand, like they would almost meet right here if you continued through. We do seem to see a continue right here and right here, right? So maybe that was an entry point. I do think this was something. And I do think that those, if you look at it right now, you see the way they kind of focus on a direction. They seem like one would have missed the center dome here. Also, that's a big question. I keep calling it a dome. I don't really want to call it a dome. Was this dome really the center island? It matches Plato's measurements better if you take the stadia right here and then the land. That's the first ring of land. Then the second ring of land out here, you've got a pretty big gap. The second ring of land could have had the topsoil lost, but, you know. So part of me thinks, David, you sounding cray-cray. This is like, you would think you'd drive right through here to get to the other side, but instead you drive in right about here and then turn left and go over the mountain. And then you come over here and you drive right past the Sebket El Guelb. All right, well, I think we're done with everything. I was showing this earlier. I'll show it one last time. I made this a long time ago. And the pictures that I showed to Michelle, I couldn't help pointing them out, these gaps. That's 60 degrees. It's from the 90, 30 degrees this way and 30 degrees that way. Are they perfect? No. Do I believe personally that it has to do with this impact crater? Not really, but maybe it does. Maybe the impact crater is part of a structure, maybe a grand pool, a lake. It's certainly not a quarry. Some people used to call that a quarry. I did too. And there's nothing in there to be a quarry. So what is that you believe as well? Thank you. Thank you. I do need to hear that a lot, especially when I get on stage at that, what do you call it? That Cosmic Summit. I think when it blew up, it also tore Tanis apart. What is Tanis, TC? Sorry, I got major itchy. What is Tanis, TC? All right, let's get to I promised Heidi we'd look at Boulder. Let's look at the stuff that I didn't show during that interview. And just looking at a couple of things real quick. I think I probably need to go there using, because Colorado, let's get out of here. Get rid of all this. All projects. I don't want projects. Good. There we go. Any last comments about the Richat structure before we navigate away? Egyptian cosmic egg. The survivors of Atlantis were in Egypt when the cataclysm happened. The technology and the knowledge was already there. Thank you. Yeah, unnatural, natural. When you say the word unnatural versus natural, I think there's a lot of different directions you can go. For example, how about intelligent? Like those ridges I just showed you, they don't look intelligent. You know, they look like somebody just went and splattered them onto the ground. They don't look intelligent, but they don't look natural either. Tanis, the exploded city in Egypt. Okay, I'll double check that. Yes, Francis. What? Who's Francis? Francis said what? Oh, Francis said that. Okay, gotcha. What's the question about it? I think when it blew up, also tore Tanis apart. Well, yeah, we do see a lot of pyramids. Just remember, this is like so far away from. Where's Tanis? I don't know where Tanis is without checking the map. What other city? Where's Tanis? How do I check? Tanis, Egypt. Let's try that one. Too bad they don't have a microphone. I really would love to just search that. Tanis, Egypt. There it is. All right. Solve that problem. Oh, it's way up here? Tanis, Egypt. Blew up, huh? Well, it's kind of far away, you know, and this obviously what the ancient stuff is probably there on the right side. I don't know much about Tanis. Let's look at the pictures real quick. You know, I have to be honest, I haven't seen this. You can see the natural oh no, that's a repair job, isn't it? Is that a repair job or is that a striation of volcanic dikage? Interesting. How old is that? I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't look old, but I think it's more modern day. And is it modern day, like they made that? I mean, the same day they made that, because I've seen stuff like that all the time. Modern day mosque. Okay, here's the old stuff, and here's the old megalithic stone. I mean, do we always have to say polygonal? Polygonal, yes, this looks polygonal in a way, but it's megalithic for sure, right? Not necessarily the carvings on it. And these look pretty, I mean, did it explode? It looks exploded in a way. It looks pretty run down. I would say that was put on later, in my opinion, but I could be wrong. That older stuff, this stuff here, I mean, I don't know much about the way to label stuff in Egyptian history, but I would say that looks pre-dynastic. That looks old, right? That looks really old. Those stones look old. Those stones look beautiful, and it looks like hieroglyphics are carved on them. That's the head right there. I can't zoom in, or I would. There's a little headdress there too. But I think that was carved onto them at a later date, to be honest. Okay, let's get these chats. Thank you, Francis. We'll finish off with Tanis in a sec. But that resonates. Which word? Exploded? Which word? Not now. Oh, okay, there you go. We talked about that. Thank you. Ahoy. Just remember, you know, Heidi, it's tough for me to know the out of context responses, so I'm always like asking dumb questions that I should know. The explosion created a desert all the way to China. Yeah, this is my thinking, TC, that the sands of the Sahara Desert, there's just too much sand, right? Where did all that sand come from? I think that they were doing stuff. Okay, tan means snake in Hebrew. Tanis is a Hebrew word, or is it an Egyptian word? Yeah, I've seen all this stuff, these deserts, and it's like they're in the middle. They look like either a mine or there was some type of a explosion there. That obelisk looked modern day to me. I'll go back to that obelisk in a second. Sorry, here. That obelisk looks modern day to me. It looks a little inferior to the better obelisks. I'll talk about it in a sec. Everything in Tanis was burned, exploded, and buried. These statues included. I've never been to Egypt, folks. I hope to be there this year. I'm hoping to get a job and get paid to go do with those Russians. The 26th is coming up. I'm supposed to be in the Richat structure on the 26th with those guys. There's a couple things I have to adjust on that. I think we'll see about it all. The stones aren't in original positions. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Some of these stones do look like they were repositioned. Obviously, the way these are lined up looks weird. And yeah, I can agree with that. Just like Stonehenge, right? Just like Stonehenge. That's okay. Just make sure if you use like a pronoun, helping verb response like it is. Maybe don't do that, because when you I teach my students to please say it is, it isn't. Don't repeat everything that was in the question, right? Are your family from northern Taiwan? Yes, my family are from northern Taiwan. No, that's not the way we speak in English. We say they are. Are your family from northern Taiwan? Yes, they are. Or don't even have to say yes, they are. Taiwanese love to respond to yes, no questions all the time. Yes, yes, yes. It's like so boring. Use the pronoun and the helping verb combination. Sorry. Okay, back to this. There's that mosque. So you can see these seams right here. Automatically, you know that the seams, that's not a real stone. This is like modern day stuff right here. It looks nice, so somebody took a picture of it and put it on the web, but I believe that's totally not ancient, in my opinion. In my opinion. Sahara was an area where there were large ancient lakes, lots of whale bones throughout it. Okay, Edward, thank you for joining us. As far as whale bones, there are some places that have that. But honestly, we know all about the lakes. We can show that right by the Taman Rasset. You have the Lake Maghreb, lots of other smaller lakes, Lake Megachad, Lake Fazan, was it? All these lakes definitely were serving the Nile or serving the Taman Rasset. And now we know that the Taman Rasset was separating the two kingdoms, Twin Atlas and his brother. And the brother received the lot right across from Cadiz, Spain, closer to the Pillars of Hercules. That's what Plato wrote. So therefore, Morocco and north of the Taman Rasset. And the concentric circles, the part that Atlas inherited, were on the south side. Makes perfect sense with what Plato wrote. Nobody knows that. Nobody agrees with that. What we going to? There's 20 pictures here for Tanis. So I'll just go back through them. But yeah, look at those columns. Look at that one right there. What was this? A temple? I mean, that's not really did they sharpen the tip of that pencil over there? Archaeologists ruin stuff. I was just looking at the comments on. Let me catch up here. Northern Taiwan. Andy, are you Taiwanese? I forgot. I know you're in Canada and speak perfect English, so I don't know. I'm trying to click that. Sorry, getting to the next one. Let's get the comment out of there. Thank you for joining. I did get lucky. Somebody was calling me out of my Chinese the other day, and I said, nope, I know what that says. He's like, can you read Chinese? He asked me that in Chinese. I said, yeah, I can read that, and you're using simplified characters, so you're probably from China. And he made the announcement, Mr. Hansen can indeed read Chinese. I was so grateful. Yeah, see, this is all modern day, right? So they're going to show us stuff. Obviously, I don't think they restacked those stones. Those stones look like they're in their original position. Yeah, the sideways, obviously that fell down. And when you talk about exploded, I'm thinking about those pyramids in southern Sudan where the tops have blown off, and it really makes and reinforces the idea that pyramids were chemical processing factories. Some people think that the Great Pyramid was a water pump. My friend who went inside it says it stank, like really nasty stench. Tanis! All right, Tanis is over. That was Tanis. And yeah, I don't know much about Egypt, and hopefully I learn more. I do think that Egypt... See what's going on here. Edward, it won't open it. Do I have a bad reception? Space is Fake says, Edward, that is why I think it's logical that pyramid tech is hidden tech. Yeah, I do think. What did Edward say? Is that what you're responding to? I don't know what you're responding to there. But thank you. I'm gonna wait. Where? What happened? Oh, there we go. Pyramid tech. I don't really watch much of sorry, what's the guy's name's YouTube channel? Something Chem, Land of Chem. He seems to have a solid argument, right, that these pyramids were all processing centers. And the ones that are exploded, that makes a lot of sense. You know, the fact that the Menkaure pyramid, right? Wait, not Menkaure. Am I saying Menkaure? Yeah, the Menkaure pyramid has a whole side blown out. Do you really think that people trying to steal stuff are going to really blow that up like that? It doesn't seem like it's so convenient to me. T word for the island here. Will this video get demonetized for saying Taiwan is a country? F that. If they demonetize me for saying that, especially this late in the video, right? Sahara becoming Sahara. Yeah, how did it do it? Where did all that sand come from? You know? Sand is, I mean, we get layers. How is bedrock is either formed from igneous stone, that's magma. There's no sand coming directly from that. The sand comes from broken up. It's a hard question. I'm not a geologist, so I can't really answer that right now. The ancient world reimagined saltwater. Okay, thank you, Tony. We're going to go over to Boulder, Colorado, and take a look at something. I'm going to see if I can find it without the maps, without the help. And it is kind of even hard to find, even if you have everything on. I'm going to leave everything on because without that. Okay, so because you're here right now, Heidi, since you're from Boulder, let's take a look at the stuff. I've got a new theory that I'll throw past you today. It's way out there. There's Boulder. I've never been to Boulder. Actually, what I want to show you is east of Denver. And what I'd like to do is combine it with a quick look at the topographics. So let's first kind of zoom out and get a look at some stuff so I can see this curve here in Cannon City so I know where I'm going. And let's go see Boulder, Colorado. I didn't show it in the interview, and it is important for me. So where are we? Is that is that it right there? That's it right there? That bold? Let's take a look. I don't think I'm that lucky. What am I looking at? What was that thing that I just showed? Is that it right there? That's it. Trinidad and Raton. Is that it right there? We're going to find out right now. We're going to zoom in right here, and we're going to see these ridges. Where are they? Wait, I don't think that's it. One of the things we can do is put a layer in here and just put a little bit of, we don't want to mess with this layer. The base layer, we're going to put a stack of map sheet overlay. Map builder, maybe that. No. Well, that will kind of help. South Dakota. We're way out. We're way off. Let's use that. Let's use that. There we go. So that'll help. Now I know where I am. All right. Now let's turn that off. Okay, so if I back out just a smidge, Spanish Peaks is down here. That's really important. Now, yesterday I was showing, if I open this up fresh, it goes straight to New Mexico, Pie Town. I know that kind of looks natural right there, but trust me, that ridge literally has a side ridge on the side right there. This is where I went right here. And the Continental Divide goes right through there. And where the Hiking Viking was walking, it was going right through there. So these ridges are directing the Continental Divide, directing where the watershed is. It's a watershed moment right here. This is specifically on one side of the Continental Divide, and the other side is over here. Check it yourself if you don't believe me. I do have the map. I can't put it here. Okay, let me get rid of that. Why did that pop back up? I didn't want that up. Let's see if there's any new. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to leave that up. Thank you. Timothy Hogan, you know, the Tim Hogan I know is in Taiwan. Which Timothy Hogan is this guy? 6 arcs in their possession. Saltwater. Okay, I don't know what we're... Oh, saltwater is what... It did what? Who's they? And who's Tim? Tim Hogan, I know the name. I just heard it. Okay, let's get back out. Let's see if we can find Colorado. Don't forget, I talked about all these weird plateau domes and these little weird volcanic looking cones that are all breached. And how come they're all on top of this plateau up here? You know, you got them down there, you got them up here. And we kind of back out. Look at this one. Look at this one. You've got domes inside of what looks like an ancient volcano. I don't know. Maybe that's the kind of volcanic dome that they think the Richat structure is. That's really hardened. What's this? More weird mounds. I'm gonna back out a little more, and I think that's it, right? That is Boulder. I'm gonna zoom right into Boulder right there. I think this is Boulder, right there. Let's just put in the overlay and look, and that's Boulder. There's the Boulder Reservoir right there. So I think I have my that means this is Denver, and we have a couple of things that you can find when you use, we have to go back here because there's no way I'm going to find it. Before I leave down here, I do want to show you Spanish Peaks. Here's my theory. Okay, this is going to sound far out. This is my theory. Well, you see a lot of twin peaks like this. This is called Spanish Peaks. And we've got these things here, these weird things that I've talked about a lot. Don't Google scissoring volcanic dikes without expecting bad results. And then on the other side, we've got the wonderful, it's called the Devil's Stair Steps on this side. And, you know, here's the thing. There's so many here. There's so many dikes right here. Look at that right there. Boom. See all those volcanic dikes? There's so many. It's so chaotic. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me in terms of transport roads. But here's the thing. I kind of question this whole area. I'm getting choked up. Where's my drink? Pardon me. Let's not ignore there's a north-south dike right up here. This dike is exactly north-south right here. This dike is exactly north-south. They call it the Big Wall. It's this giant, and I didn't show enough of these in the interview. You know, this is what I wanted to go for. More of this. Here's a start-stop point, in my opinion. That's the stop point. That's the start point. They were using it like a baker's, what's that thing called? I forgot. That applies frosting. It was geopolymer, you know, and they did it in layers. There's a house right over there. This is private property. Don't try to go here without permission. Look, it's not. Is this no longer north-south? I guess not. But down here it certainly was. And the funny thing about these ridges, let's see if we can get any street view of this. Any street view at all. There's one. Let's see if we can see it. So there it is way over there. Is that it over there? That's the wall I'm talking about. It's literally a wall, okay? It's not a volcanic dike anymore. If that's what we're looking at. You can see a lot of other things. Sutter's Butte. Or no, what's it called? Gomer's Butte. Then there's this thing. There's a bunch of stuff out here. This is this is Spanish Peaks. Whose dog is that? A dog. All right, let's get out of there real quick. And I did go here. I didn't make my way over to this area. What's that even say? Wahatoya Creek is on one side of that, and then there's always a creek on the other side of it. Nikki Anna Jones went out here after I did. I don't know how much of it she saw, especially these scissoring volcanic ridges. I try to refrain. Here's another intersection. Okay, let's show you the next one. Okay, the next place I went on this trip when I went out there was let me get rid of this. Can't see a thing. I was in Denver. I was coming from Omaha, Nebraska, where there are Carolina bays, and I forgot to mention that. I mentioned there are Carolina bays in New Mexico, but I didn't mention there are Carolina bays up here in Nebraska, pointing right at the the Great Lakes area. Ejecta from some impact. Okay, so the 70 goes through here, and I was going through here, and I wanted, this is weird because the reason why I was doing this was I wanted to go to the head of the Colorado River. So I went up this road. What's the number here? That doesn't seem right. The 131? That doesn't seem right. There's another one. It's like the 125. Where is it? Okay, well, it doesn't matter because what we can do is we can go straight there by Mountaintop. And I think I'm seeing it. Rand is there. Rand is on the way. So we get to Rand, and it's right down the 125 right here. Okay, so we're on the 125. Where's that mountain at? Why can't I find it? Is it too far south? Let's zoom right back in again. There's Gravel Mountain. I've never looked at that. Where's the mountain? Parkview. There we go. So Parkview and Radial. These are the dikes that I didn't show her in the interview. These volcanic dikes are somewhat parallel. And guess what? I do believe it's right here. Definitely down here. You can find the sign. Let's use the little man now. That shows. Am I right or am I right? Booyah! I'm right. Thank you. Willow Creek Pass Continental Divide. I keep forgetting this. It's also the Jackson County line, I guess. Let me just do a quick screen grab of that because I always forget the name. The Willow Creek Pass. Ancient giants, and yeah, I say giants. They could be humans that were giant, the ones that ate the Neanderthals. They were supposed to be giants, right? Giant humans. Okay, but here's the Continental Divide. And the Continental Divide is, again, right between these ridges. Now, let me zoom out a little bit. How did I discover this? Let me get rid of the little man. And I'll just show you this really quick. So what I see is Radial Mountain has one of the dikes coming down to the river. Now, yes, on the other side of the river, this little ridge does continue. Now, I wish that I had seen this road. I'm going to climb that if I'm ever there again. I'm going to drive up this way. That's a dirt road. But I want to go to the top of this as much as I can get. Parkview Mountain. Parkview Mountain has a ridge. It goes down on the other side. When I drove across it, it was so slight, I didn't even bother stopping. But there's definitely a ridge there. And in some places, it becomes quite prominent. Yes, it's big. Yes, it looks natural. But the fact is that they're one's coming from this mountain going that direction. One's coming from this mountain going that direction. And part 3, this other one that continues down this way and swings around. Oh, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. It swings. Where's the ridge? Down here. You can see it, the mountain. I went there. That's how I discovered this, by driving through there. It's on this side of the river. It's on this side of the river. That's not how volcanic dikes work. Okay, let's see here. TC. Okay. He's in charge of the Knights Templar. The arcs are stored in America. They create power and used to be in the pyramids. He's on an awareness campaign right now, and you can find him on YouTube. He's setting the record straight. Replace God with technology. Atlantis was real. Interesting. All right, I have to look him up because I don't think I've run across his videos. There's a Tim Hogan in my life from Taiwan. Some huge walls could be for farming huge animals bigger than a mammoth. Yeah, people make walls, right? There's reasons people make walls. I don't think that these were just for directing water, in my opinion. You don't see the water running along the wall. But one thing is that along the middle of the wall is the highest point. But on both sides of these walls in Colorado, you've got slopes. And how did those slopes get formed? I think they were put there to support the wall, to create more of a natural land, have less wall, more land, maybe. And then again, in that case, the wall still, it has to be the wall itself that keeps in these mammoths. And when you look at the Devil's Stair Steps, those walls are certainly tall. Let's look at this one right now. You tell me. We'll zoom in and look at one. Let's put the man back again and get right here. That's where I stopped my car. Where was that other one? I just forgot. Oh, yeah, there's two of them here. The first one's right here. There it is. Okay, I drove past that. I'm like, what the F? And I stopped. And, yeah, you can't really see the other one on the other side here. You can now that you know to look for it. It's right there. But when you get down further down the road, you can see it. So let's look at it for one last time. There's the other side. I guess we can move a little bit here. Let's click here and look at it again and look at the other side. As I drove by there, I saw that. I'm like, that looks like someone built that to separate the animals. It doesn't look like a volcanic dike to me at all. Now, the river was there, so I couldn't approach that one. Okay, you're lucky. Heidi, you still here? Dinosaur tracks. Dinosaurs would be even older than this. Yeah, I want to see dinosaur tracks. I'm not familiar with the dinosaur tracks unless it's that place Nikki Anna Jones went. Nikki Anna Jones went to one place I didn't go. And she showed the pictures. You know, it's just weird the way these things would be formed if they were formed in them. We know about the 4-layer process for these, the explanation given for these volcanic dikes. Number 1, bedrock cracks. Number 2, the magma fills the bedrock crack. 3, it gets hard. And then 4, the bedrock erodes away around it. Does that look like what happened here? I don't think so, because the mountains are too prominent. The mountains are still a big part of this. And then we can go over here to the other one that is the first one you can visit. Where's north? I'm going to just zoom out a little bit. We get to the first one right here. Here you can pull over and you can touch this stuff. And I did do a video here. I got several shots. And you know, the funny thing is I don't think I grabbed a sample. And this would be free. I should have grabbed the sample. Oh, sorry. What am I doing? I want to click here. Let's get rid of the tilt. Okay, let's just go here. And this thing is gigantic. It's just huge. Just huge. So for me to believe, and when I went here, there was snow over here. Let's go over here. I was going to go down that road, and I forget why I didn't. I think I was just too bored. I didn't know about the Colorado Divide thing yet. When I saw this, it took me a while. Even though I had just seen that sign, it didn't really... Why is it blurred out right there? Why would Google Maps, why would Google Maps do that? Let me get a little farther back. See if it's still blurred out. No, it's not still blurred out. Why would it still be blurred out? Now, here it looks very beige, but when you get up close to this stuff, it's pretty clear that it is like a granite, white and black dots. You can go see the videos I've done on this. I should have grabbed a sample. This thing is huge. Very ominous. Very ominous. Okay, Heidi, that's one of them. I know. It is absolutely unbelievable. And the funny thing is it's just like the Devil's Stair Steps that are down in here. Look at the size of that thing. And there's no water on either side. The river, there's a river down here. The creek is right there. And the creek doesn't go, I guess the creek goes right through there. Is that the bridge for the creek? Where's the bridge for the creek? I mean, remember, it's the Continental Divide, right? So that's coming in one direction, and on the other side, it's going in the other direction. If you don't know what the Continental Divide is, it empties out into anything on this side of the Continental Divide empties out into the Pacific. I'm upside down, so what I'm saying, turn that over. Okay, any river over here empties into the Pacific. Now, one other thing I should tell you is I found one more structure over here. Right over here somewhere. I would be lucky if I just found it. And that structure is also on the Continental Divide. And I know you're like saying, wait a minute, you just moved over west like 10, 20 miles. What are you talking about? Yeah, the Continental Divide goes across here. There's Radial Mountain. So here's it comes up here and then kind of turns this way and comes way over here. Look at this line. Look at that little same 60 degrees right there. It's not going to be something I'm going to be so lucky to find. I'm just not ready to show you this other structure. Unless maybe I zoom way out, we can see from there. I do think that I have a continental divide map on here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Continental divide, continental divide. Hightown, New Mexico. No, it's not looking good. And I didn't want to make this video forever. Don't I have another video to do? I got to do that other video. And that other video, I don't think I'm going to do it right away. I think I'm going to do it maybe in an hour after I finish this. At least that other video coming soon. But that's it, guys. Let's see here. What was I going to show you? There's something else I want to show you. I mean, we can go over to clearly we can go over to this area here in Utah. Heidi, if you know about Canyonlands, you won't be surprised. That's the lake, Salt Lake. See, here's my thing. I didn't say it yet, did I? I was almost going to say it. And then I didn't say it. Look at these two little mountains here. Why are there two peaks? Okay, there's a third peak, whatever. Why do you always get a little pair? When we zoom out, we find lots of little pairs. Right over here, we find one. Back in near Colorado Springs, two pairs. We find them down by Spanish Peaks. Is two pairs. That's Spanish Peaks. Two little pairs. Over here, two little pairs. So here's my new fantasy theory. Do you notice how there's snow on the top of all those mountains? These giants, they needed water. So they built these peaks. Yeah, I'm talking about Shasta, Mount Shasta. Okay, let's take a look at Mount Shasta real quick. These two twin peak mountains, because they needed it to touch. Is that it right there? Is that Mount Shasta? No. Okay, let's try a little harder. Shasta Lake. Mount Shasta's right up there. I think there's two peaks up there. Aren't there technically two peaks? No? There's Shastina. There's Mount Shasta. So my new theory is these giants needed water, so they built the mountains high enough to touch the clouds and create rain. What do you think? The U.S. Forest Service recently purchased several parcels of land from the Charles family in Ouray that contains 135 fossilized dinosaur footprints, the longest continuous trackway in the world. Ouray. Now we got to go to Ouray. Okay, this is not something. Oh, look, Ancestral Rock, Mushroom Rock, Hidden Valley Camp, Brewer Creek Trailhead. Do we have any ridges at all coming from this mountain? Because that was the thing about the chaotic ridges. Is it possible those ridges were used to send content up to create a big mound, a peak? Look, I like to fantasize about stuff. That's one of them lately. What's this all about? Ash Creek Butte. I suspect every butte is sus in my opinion. Okay, we'll go over there and look at that right now. Oh, let me get that down. But, well, we'll keep looking at that, actually. One last look. So how many peaks are here? Can we get a roadside view from either the south or the north so we can look at the peaks? Let's look at it right here. Let's zoom in here. Where's the roads? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's see if that works. Okay, well, we kind of got snow. That's nice. Is this like a ski resort? We kind of see that little mound over there, but that didn't really work out the way I was hoping. Let's zoom out and get a shot over from this direction, and then we'll give up. Is that going to do it? Where are we? We got to go to Vista Point. We can't do anything but vistas. Let's do the vista. And, of course, we can't see the mountain. Okay. So anyways, Mount Shasta, highly sus in my heart. Anyways, let's try right here. This looks open and view worthy. Can we see it here? Let's try this. More snow, no view. Oh, wait. Well, we kind of have two peaks. Hey, maybe once you get your pile high enough, you don't need the two peaks anymore. But anyways, I was just wondering about Mount Shasta. Don't tell Robert Schock I said that. I don't think he'll agree. Okay, we're going to go over to this place called Ore that contains Ore. Where's Ore? Is that in a... I probably should have gone a little more specific. Let's get this down so we can see everything. Whoops, I messed it up. Ore. It doesn't mention the where is it? Right here? Of course, we're not going to be able to see him from the air, right? You're not going to see a dinosaur track from Google Earth. So the question is we got to find those. We got to find that dinosaur thing. You said Charles family Ore that contains dinosaur footprints. Creating mountains to create water and weather is brilliant. Never would have thought of that in a million years. TC, thank you. Colorado. Yeah, we're in Colorado. Yeah, TC, thank you very much. You heard it here first. And I can get into that a little deeper. Obviously, you don't see a lot of that. Some of these structures. Let's go into... let's try this one more time with dinosaur tracks. Dinosaur tracks. Dino tracks. Dino Trackway, Silver Shield Trailhead to Dinosaur Trackway, West Gold Hill Dinosaur Trackway. Let's try the west. Let's try that. Okay, can't see anything from here. Where they don't even show you. I don't see no dinosaur tracks. Let's zoom out so we see everything. So it's right there. Dinosaur tracks. Dinosaur Trackway, those two dots. So I guess it's between connect the dots, huh? We'll just take a quick. Oh, look, is that dinosaur tracks right there? Come on, that looks a little too prominent to be a track. Where's the man? Where's the man? There's no photo. No photo. Where's the photos? Let's get the photos going. Happy Sunday, everybody. Okay, here's one. Oh. No street data available. That one appeared and then disappeared. If I click on this trackway, I mean, I see those divots. I don't really think you can call those dinosaur tracks. And of course, they're not going to. It looks like the band of holes in Peru, right? Very nice. I'd like to go there sometime. Yeah, Chamba, we're almost done. I suggest you let us finish together and then go back to the beginning because I showed a lot of stuff. Okay, we're going to try to get some of these dinosaur track pictures. Let's get rid of the little man. He's pissing me off. Okay, where is the dinosaur track entry? The other one is over here, right here, dinosaur tracks. That looks like let's click on that. There we go. All right. What are we looking at here? Ancient mining for sure, right? That just doesn't happen to a mountain. Somebody did that to the mountain. Okay, so here's the so-called tracks that I could see from Google Earth. Yeah, it's not adding up to me so far. Anything with a big old foot that big is going to have a more of a spread. What is it, tiptoeing? It's going to have more of a spread between the tracks. So, sorry, dinosaurs. Oh, look at that. What's that? That's interesting. I mean, it looks like a sluice to me more than anything else. Utah looks like a sluice. Picket Wire Trail U.S. Forest Service. You recently heard of them, and then you decided to just bring them up in the middle of my live stream? Oh, you blew it, Heidi. You could have been a contender. Where are the tracks at? And the dinosaur stepped on that? No, just joking. Nice river. What river is that? Creek, river? So TC, to move back to that theory of mine, there's this one thing in Utah. It looks like the mountain was built on this valley. And there's ridges of the valley on both sides. And it's got a mound in the middle of the valley, just like in California. So you'll have to bug me or comment, and I'll try to do a video. But look at that. That's so interesting right there. Is that same one I saw? The sluice. I'm gonna call it, look at these freaking mining cabins right next to it. Is that a mine right there? So the mine's there because the ancient giants used to also mine there. Okay, just a couple last things. That is the Uncompahgre River. Okay, Uncompahgre. Then you always got a Main Street in Colorado. You gotta love Main Streets. I'd love to move there. It would be great. Heidi, do you have a place for me to bring my trailer and hook up? I'll pay you. Right now my rent is $800 a month, and I've been thinking about I don't have to be there full time. I'm thinking about a trailer. It would be best to leave the trailer there full time. You know, if you have land, Heidi, reach out. There's other parts of land I'd like to focus on. I can show you where I showed you the near the the Colorado River head. Where are we anyway? So we are here kind of at the the other part of the state. Yeah, I don't really hang out over here. I don't really hang out in Colorado at all, to be honest. But where I fell in love with Veta and Kuchara. The librarian in Kuchara, we got something. I got to go back and meet with her. You can tell her I said so. Where's Kuchara? Kuchara, that's not it. Where am I? Kuchara is over here, I think. Where's Kuchara? Oh no, yeah, there's Kuchara Valley, but that's La Veta, and I think that's also technically Kuchara. No? Okay, Kuchara is down here on the other side of the Devil's Stair Steps. Right, I remember now. Here's the Devil's Stair Steps, and then Kuchara happens down here. Right? No? I slept in a hotel here. I stayed here. Where's Kuchara? Okay, I'm lost now. Maybe Kuchara isn't where I stayed. See, the photos do get irritating. They get in the way. So you got to get rid of the photos. Now, let's try to find myself one more time. Yeah, I drove and I went through the Apashapa Arch. Apashapa Arch is pretty damn cool. It also goes through one of these dikes. So that was the really high mountain road I took. There's a campground. It's been a while. I'm kind of confusing it with something in Utah. Oh, Sage Wall. Lots of these volcanic dikes. Did they actually, like I was theorizing, build the mountain? There's Kuchara Pass fire station. Where's Kuchara? Oh, there's Kuchara there. Okay, that's where I stayed. I stayed right here. Maybe even this place right here. Is it possible? The Bear's Den? Or was it the Bear's Den? $100. And then I went over to the yacht club. They were having outdoor music, and it was very nice. Very, very nice. The Dog Bar and Grill, I avoided it. Okay, I'm almost out of here. Let's see. Let's go through. Thank you, Chamba. What does this say? On a townhome. You wish you did what? Oh, hi there, Delia. Is that Delia? Hi, Delia. We're almost done here, Delia. Going to, yeah, this one. What's with that guy? He's got his little earphones on. He's got his earphones on, and he's waving hi, Chamba. No, I use that one, too. Okay, so, yeah, you wish you did what? I'm still kind of curious what you're talking about. Maybe somebody said something. Okay, let's back out. Where were we? This is Spanish Peaks. Like I said, the biggest number of volcanic dikes on one side. There's some going here. There's some going across here. Volcanic dikes. There's some down here. Right about here. That mountain here. I grabbed that shot. I showed that in the interview. You can see how they built it in layers. Ash Mountain. The mainstream doesn't add up. Way down here. It's going all the way down to New Mexico. Sorry, I'm hiccuping. Going all the way down to Baldy Mountain. Baldy Mountain looks like it was a mine. It looks like it was, I don't know what to say. I almost bought some property over here. Got close. I got close. It just didn't happen. Oh, I think we're already in New Mexico. So, yeah, that's the border. So that was in New Mexico right there. I think I was still talking about right here. Head of Canadian River. No. What was that thing I was showing? Oh, Torres. That rings a bell. There's a ridge in Torres that Nikki Anna Jones went through, and we were talking about it. And she went over here to something else, and I can't remember what that was. Okay, guys. You wish you had land. Oh, I see. Well, you know, we can dream. If you have like $5,000, I can tell you there's a place over here that you buy it, I'll pay you back. You buy it, I pay you about 50%. You put my name on the deed, and then we share it. I forgot where that was. Okay, anyways, I won't even try to get into that. It was in right down about here, I think. And yeah, it was really close to all this stuff. It was right down about here in the middle of nowhere, right? It was literally off grid. There was like 5 acres. It was like $5,000. I'd still love to have that. I wouldn't be living there year round though. Okay, I was going to say something about Utah, but this is already turning into almost 2 hours. And by the way, I don't have a lot of I do not have a lot of StreamYard hours left. We got the duck up in the right-hand corner there. Why? Because I don't pay for streaming. Okay, so Utah. Yeah, Utah along the 70. There's Moab right there, right? Where's Moab? Oh, yeah, it's the 70, and then we got to travel south to Moab, right? So there's Moab down there. I went to Arches National Park. I was having a trouble finding this. Now I can zoom right in. Nope, that's not it. There was these things that I found up there, and I'm like, that's not natural. Yay. Arches National Park, man. Why are there so many arches in the same spot? Where was that thing I couldn't find? Was it this? Yes. Found them. Those lines. Those lines right there. These cuts. Sorry, I just don't think so. That's what I wanted to show on Michelle's thing in Utah. I was so underprepared. I thought I could just do it, and I ran out of time. I have all these things in stills in the thing here, right? I have all this. The Richat structure just kind of got in the way, and also I shared this link. The thing is that I intermixed stuff together. New Mexico, Grand Canyon. I intermixed that. Algeria. It was. I was going for the global scene still. I didn't focus on North America as much. There's the volcanic dikes that are north of what do you call it? Sage Wall. The previous one, that's Sage Wall down there, and these circular dikes. They also have the ridges. I was trying to show that. And then I went back to the Richat structure. I totally messed up this interview. So I apologize. We don't forget the weird flattened out nub on the top of the Sage Wall. This, I think that's a red flag right there, right? Okay, last chance for some comments. This place in Russia, oh my God, right? I mean, are you going to say that's natural? They're volcanic plugs. They're volcanic plugs. Guys, help me get to the Giant's Quarry and the Richat structure, my next trip. I'm going to feel real stupid if I go there this week and I don't get to that destination. In fact, this is one of my biggest issues. I was showing this yesterday. You know, we can go. These are the extras that Anthony Tunstall was talking about. Totally three-dimensional shot there. That's the thing I was just talking about. I was trying to find it, and that line right there, the way they were built, you can totally see intelligent construction there. This is the stuff I was showing. That one is 13.5 miles long. That, I believe, is technically in New Mexico. It's in that same area. There's the Devil's Stair Steps. There's the Continental Divide. So if we look at that area there's your house right there, Heidi, this spot right here. Let me just get rid of that. Yeah, I'm almost done, but I will try to do another. It's almost 4 p.m. here. I might not be able to do it as early as I thought. I might have to wait until after dark. That'll be a shame. I want it to be light like this is. Okay, anyways, what I was going to say is, what's the alien landscape? What I was going to say is that's your house right there, Heidi. And so the Continental Divide is right. The Continental Divide is right there that I showed you. And then you go over, and it's over there. There's a bunch of other stuff. It's just hard for me to zoom in and show you without preparing. There's a lot of steps I have to take to find that. And then you've got up here those weird, right up there, I think. And then Sage Wall's right about here. If I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken. Let me get out of here and go to the map. Can I find this again? I couldn't find that for the life of me in my last live stream. It was pissing me off. But I'll remember that for next time. But if we go over here, up here, and we talk about these structures up here, there's a few weird things that I'd like to point out. I think that these three mountains, where is it? Zooming in, finding them. These three mountains right here, you can only see two of them until you zoom in. There's three of them. Those are highly sus. Old Banks Place Butte, Gold Butte, and last West Butte. Oh, what is this? East Butte? No, it's Mount Brown. That's a mound. That's a mountain, not a butte. We got Mount Brown and then two buttes. But if you look at them in the map, that is highly sus. That is highly sus. Look at this in the topography. You can find it quickly, right? Look at those. Oh, but that's a little bit higher, so it's a mountain. Those are just buttes. Why are those three things there? Oh, yeah. The alien landscape, the stone pillars in Russia. Thank you. I see what you're talking about now. All right. Those look pretty similar, you know. And why are they there? Could they be pay dirt? Could some ancient alien have dumped their mining there? And then we get down here to these structures, and these structures are those dikes. I'll show them to you. I was trying to show them yesterday or the other day. We'll get there. We'll get there. Pytown is here with the. I showed these already, but I haven't shown the map. This one goes into Madre Mountain. This one goes into Crosby. Actually, these peaks that are closer have different names. I climbed that. I took that picture. That's the one down by Pytown. That's near the nub. And that's the top of it. Heidi, this is the weird stuff at the top. You know, you can see the spine sticking out. And do you think I took any of that? There's the little nub that I was standing on. And here, the mountains, they got different names when you get closer. Why does that ridge just go right into the mountain? And there's the one I showed you earlier. There's the one over at the other end that I was talking about. Shiprock has them. Shiprock is near Four Corners, New Mexico. It has these ridges. I call them volcanic dike. They look exactly the same. Here's the one in Utah. Look at how flat that sluice is. To me, that's perfect for sending material down the hill to the river, making it go into probably a machine or something. There's the one in Montana, just north of the Wyoming border. Okay, and another thing I should tell you is that the elk run right up there. The reason why this is all worn down is the elk they run up here every few years. You can get videos, look that up on YouTube. You can see the elk running up that slide right there. I think that's the slide. These things, I don't know what they're called. There's a bunch of them. And yeah, they kind of are reminiscent from uplifted strata. But these two mountains, no. This one, no. I walked up to this one and grabbed a few rocks. Hey, Hut. Thanks again for that little nudge you gave me the other day. It didn't go unnoticed. I haven't officially thanked you yet. Okay, where are we here? We're almost out of here, Hut. Sorry you missed it. You might want to start it, but I am going to do another video today, a second video. You were thinking of Mount Brown earlier? What did you just say? Hold on, back up. I've thought that was odd. Yeah, those three mountains just sitting there, right? What are they doing there? There's a Mount Brown right there on the right, and then you've got West Butte. Don't pronounce that word wrong. Gold Butte. Hut. Thank you so much again for that little 5 pound. Why was it 5 pounds? What country are you in? I thought you were in Australia. I think you gave me a 5 pound donation. And I know why you did it. You gave me a much larger donation before. I know why you did it. Because we're trying to get more people to donate smaller chunks. Thank you. You were trying to start a snowball rolling down the hill. Yeah. Go start. Oh, you haven't started. Oh, so you don't know what I'm saying yet. I know what that happens. You're going to do the 1.5 speed, huh? Really? This voice? You want to hear this at 1.5 speed, huh? Good exercise for elk. Andy, you still here? Andy, thanks for sticking through. Thank you so much. Okay, but I'm almost out of here. Is there anything else to say about North America? Look at those two mounds. What's those two? Where are we? Oh, yeah, that's right on the border, right? That's right on the border of Montana. Probably pretty cold right now. We out of here, guys. I got other work to do. That's why I'm wearing this Chippendale outfit. See, nothing underneath. I'm ready to get on the stage. That's a different platform. Definitely making more money over there. Look at the lines coming off. Oh yeah, I want to show you these dikes one more time. And down here you've got more volcanic dikeage. Down here you've got other ridges that seem to be kind of intermixed with the mountain somehow. You know, it's like what came first, the dike, the ridge. I mean, look at this ridge right here. I think it's all water control at this point. Just like the Continental Divide was water control. You look over here, you see what looks like water probably flowed right through there. Water control. Let's look at it. What was I going to do? I was going to show you something. Oh, yeah. Let's go to the presentation here. And we're going to get to those slides that show that part. The mounds, those are mounds. I want to visit mounds when I visit North Carolina to go to, Cosmic Summit. I wonder if I can drive through there or if I've got to fly. And of course, sometimes these mounds get covered. The jointing, highly sus. Mounds in South Africa that look like nipples. This is AI mound. I think that's awesome. Here's the one in the center of Central Valley, California. I went and saw Robert Schock at CPAC 2025, and then I drove over here. And I drove around the whole thing one time. Kind of a waste in a way, but right through here, we got a lot of more modern day walls. That mound to me sticks out like a sore thumb. So does this stuff on the side over here. What created that? Magma. There it is right there, the Central Valley. Now you've got several peaks. That doesn't look like a volcano. Then there's this thing. I forget where this is. So we'll talk about it. This is in Algeria. Notice how the work is underneath the mound. Somebody's building a mound right on top of the work. And when I say work, I mean quarrying. Here's another. Did they mine away around the mound, or did they put the mound on top of the quarrying and the work and the machining? More of the same. See, I don't want to go over all this. I was there. The mounds in Utah that are aligned, and the name, and the mounds in, is that another serpentine? What's that? That's got to be like a riverbed and trees right there. Yeah, that's a riverbed full of trees. For a second, though, I thought it was a serpentine. These ancient alignments, that's a Grand Canyon. That's the Richat structure nearby. And then we've got these two, North Shooter Peak and South Shooter Peak in Utah. Circular dikes that I want to show you, and then we'll get out of here. Why is it going over this stuff again? This is why I need to redo my presentation. These were the ones, this is in Southern Africa, not South Africa, but I do think these dikes are highly sus. This is what I wanted to show Michelle. This is where I really screwed up. This is where I really missed the ball. This one looks like it's being rolled up, and it's connected to one of these weird parallel ridge things that I'm starting to look at more, you know. Also, the upside down Homer Simpson head in Niger. The ones in Mali, these crescents, these half structures. I think I should have shown those yesterday, but I didn't get that far. I feel so ashamed. Bad interview. The ridges that go to these dikes in Africa. There's so many of them. Almost. You're going to sleep soon? Another weird thing where it looks like it's rolling up around the dike. This is all Africa. Now we're back in Montana. These dikes, here's pictures of these places. What is that, a volcanic plug? A kimberlite plug? No, I don't think so. Pay dirt that some giant left there? Maybe. And why is the ridge attached to it? You can't see the ridge from here. I forget where I took those pictures. Uh-oh, what's that? What's that? What's going on here? Something's happening. I got to get out of here, guys. Australia, what a show that was. Go check out my Australia video. These things are found near Amboy on the way to Vegas. What the heck are those things? There's normal mountains, and then you get these weird Googleville mountains. Thank you, Heidi. Yeah, I think that maybe I should rethink it. See, when you talk about the dinosaurs' footprints, look at this stuff. I forget where this was. I had one. There's Band of Holes in Peru. There's Band of Holes in Morocco. There's this stuff. And now you've shown me mine. Sorry, mine. Yeah, they're all mine now. They belong to me. No, Heidi, now you've shown me the ones in Colorado. I'm going to go check those out again. Didn't look like they were this big. But then again, I got to go look at those. Why were these? They think they're sinkholes. They're not sinkholes. They're like these, either strip mines, or maybe they're processing centers like I showed you here. Maybe they're kivas, which I think are the same as a leaching tank. We don't know. They think that the kivas were all astrological and aligned with stars and stuff. I haven't seen the evidence. Guys, this is where I'm going to stop. Thank you so much. And please get me here. Yeah, it is amazing, Heidi. I'll follow up on that, Heidi. And maybe if I get that land, I'm trying to sell some land in Joshua Tree, 29 Palms, between the two entry points to Joshua Tree. Let's see, what else is there? Selling the painting, someone buy it. Check out the GoFundMe. I'm grifting it below. That's it. All right. Yeah, they're too uniform to be sinkholes, bottom line. Last words, guys. I'm still going to chat right after we turn this off. And if there's any last words, refresh the page. Put your comments down below. Try to get there before I get there with my grifting link. See you guys. Have a good one. I'll be back up online in about an hour or maybe 90 minutes. We'll see. Maybe 2 hours.